students, let us learn another important and interesting topic in your biology syllabus, that is conservation of plants and animals. See, you have learnt in your 7th standard about the natural resources like forest and wildlife. Along with that, you also learnt about soil, water and sunlight as important natural resources. So these plants and animals are considered as precious natural resources. So these resources has to be conserved. We have learnt in your 7th standard about those natural resources, what is the importance of this. And in this chapter you are learning about the conservation of those plants and animals which is considered as wildlife and forest. So in this chapter, to make the chapter very interesting, they have introduced certain characters like you. So you are all 8th standard students. So they have introduced 2 characters, namely Paheli and Bojo. So these are the 2 students. So in their 7th standard, so they will visit certain forest areas. So what are those? So they have given as they visited Bharatpur Sanctuary in Rajasthan. And they will visit Kaziranga National Park and Lakchau Wildlife Sanctuary in Assam. They will also visit a place like Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve and Tiger Reserve. So Paheli and Bojo, they will be enjoying seeing that rich forest area. But as they keenly observe those forest area, they became worried. So why they get worried? Because they will be noticing one factor that the wildlife and forest has been reduced to a great extent. So number of plants and animals are seen in a very less number. So this makes them worry. So why this happened? So they will think about it, and Paheli and Bojo, they become worried because of the destruction of the forest and wildlife. So what is the reason for this destruction? So they considered one phenomena that deforestation is one of the main thing, which is Paheli and Bojo, they get tensed as they notice one fact that so there is a greater loss in the biodiversity of those areas. So they will notice that there is a drastic reduction in the number of plants and animals there. So they find a reason, so why this has happened. So this has happened because of a phenomenon called deforestation. See, what is deforestation? The clearing of forest and using that land for other purposes is called deforestation. See, the forest area is used for many other different purposes, like for agriculture or for building the houses or factories, or we are exploiting the forest by cutting the wood for the making of furnitures, like that. So first one is, so the causes of deforestation. First one is procuring land for cultivation. See, an agricultural farmer so wants to extend his agricultural land, means he goes on cutting the forest areas. Second one is the human beings, they are very eager to build the houses and factories. So that is the second reason for the deforestation. So third one is people go on using the wood of the forest which is used as fuel. See, the third one is the people, see, they go on consuming the wood of the forest for the fuel. They consider it as a fuel, and they will use it to make the furnitures. So these are all the human activities. So when you see the natural causes for deforestation. So for the deforestation will be done. Deforestation occurs also due to some of the natural causes like forest fire, drought and desertification. See, accidentally a fire catches in the forest, so leading to the destruction of the forest. See, heavy rain will causes the flood, so the forest gets simply destructed by the flood. And if there is no rainfall, so there will be drought and the forest area, so it will be turning into desert. So that is called desertification. So these are all causes of the deforestation. So let us see what are the consequences of the deforestation. So Pehle and Bojo, they noticed the deforestation and they listed out some of the consequences, means results of the deforestation. So what are the serious problems which are caused due to the deforestation? First one is increase in the temperature of the earth. So that is the global warming. See how the global warming takes place. See, because of the deforestation, forest has been cut, so there is increased amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So that leads to the increase in temperature. So the sun rays which are having the ultraviolet radiations and infrared radiations, they fall on the surface of the earth, so they cannot be rebound back or reflect back, so it gets trapped on the surface of the earth, resulting in increased temperature of the earth. So as the forest is cut, the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere gets increased, resulting in global warming. So cutting of the forest also leads to increased amount of air pollution. See, the factories and vehicles are one of the reason for this air pollution. So however large amount of factories or vehicles are there, so that carbon dioxide will be consumed by these large number of trees present in the forest. As the forest has been cut, so they are not able to consume the amount of the carbon dioxide which is there in excess amount. So this leads to the air pollution. So deforestation results in lowering of the groundwater level. So you can see when the forest has been cut, the trees will not be holding tightly the soil. So since soil is not tightly holded, so whatever rainfall is there, so that rainwater will not be absorbed by the roots of the trees, as you cannot find any trees in the forest. So like this, so rainwater will not be absorbed by the soil as there is an absence of trees in the forest. So this leads to lowering of the groundwater level. So disturbance in the balance in the nature. So ecological balance will be disturbed. So what is this ecological balance? Since more number of trees are there, so the animals which are dependent on these trees and grass in the forest, so able to survive. As there are no trees, so the animals depending on those trees like herbivores also get destroyed. Since herbivores get destroyed, so the carnivores which depend on the herbivores for their food, they also get destroyed. So this leads to disturbance in the ecological balance. So the decrease in the forest area, so leads to the drought. So rain will not be taking place. So there will be no rainfall if the forest is cut. So where there is a thick forest, so the leaves of those trees will be evaporating, will be helping in removing the excess amount of water from the trees in the form of water vapor. So this phenomena is called transpiration. So trees will be absorbing excess amount of water from the soil, either from the groundwater or from the rainwater. So this excess of water is not necessary for those trees. So this excess of water get evaporated through the pores of the leaves in the form of transpiration. So these water vapors will be accumulated in the atmosphere and results in the formation of clouds. So wherever there is a thick forest, you can find above the atmosphere, so there will be clouds formation in a natural way. So when the forest is cut, you cannot see the cloud formation as there is no water evaporation from the leaves of the trees. So this is one of the consequence of deforestation. Another one is soil erosion. See, as there are no trees in the forest, the roots of the trees are not able to withhold the soil particles. So this results in soil erosion. So whenever there is a rainfall, as the soil is not tightly adhered to the surface, so it gets simply flushed away with the rainwater, transferred from one area to another area. So the top fertile layer of the soil gets transferred, or it gets simply wasted as it settles at the bottom of river or a ocean. So there are no trees means there will be no water holding capacity of the soil also, which leads to the floods. So whenever there is a heavy rainfall, so soil will absorb the water with the help of those trees. As there are no trees, the soil not able to absorb the water, and water gets simply collected in the rivers and oceans, leading to the floods, which causes serious damage. So you learnt about what are the causes for deforestation. The causes of deforestation are procuring land for cultivation, building houses and factories, using wood as fuel or making furniture. Then in the below diagrams you can see the natural causes of deforestation is drought, desertification and forest fire. So you can see the definition of deforestation: the clearing of forest and using the land for other purposes is called deforestation. You are seeing the place which is hit by a drought. You are seeing a place once which was a forest and now it has become a desert, resulting in desertification. You are seeing the picture of a forest fire, which is a natural cause for deforestation. So in this lesson, you will be learning about the words like sanctuary, national park, biosphere or biosphere reserve. So a sanctuary means it is a protected forest, so where the plants and animals are free from any types of dangers. A national park is also an area having the preserved plants and animals, where you can see the preservation of wildlife. So biosphere is the place occupied by living organisms. So the place on the earth, so where living organisms inhabit, is called biosphere. So reserve is the place where there is a conservation of biodiversity with the appropriate use. So to know the definitions of these terms, here biosphere reserve means a large areas of protected land for conservation of biodiversity and the traditional life of the tribals living there. So national park are the areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. See, wildlife sanctuaries are areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them or their habitat. So the government has made the forest areas into these national parks, sanctuaries or the biosphere reserves. Here the boundary will be guarded by the forestry people. So the forest guards will be constantly monitoring the borders of the forest. So where people are prohibited to go inside, whether to cut the trees or to poach the animals. So here all these activities are strictly prohibited. The government lays down rules, methods and policies to protect and conserve them. Wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves are protected areas for conservation of plants and animals present in that area. You can see a biosphere reserve. National park consisting of diversified animals, consisting of the rich fauna. Wildlife sanctuary consisting of again the variety of plants and animals. Madumalai Wildlife Sanctuary is one such famous wildlife sanctuary. So you can see the diversified animals which are preserved in these areas. Flora and fauna are the two terms you are noticing here. Flora are the plants found in a particular area. Fauna are the animals found in a particular area. Example, the flora of Pachmari consists of sal, teak, wild mango, jamun, silver ferns, etc. The fauna of Pachmari consists of the wild dog, cheetal, wolf, leopard, blue bull, barking deer, etc. See, flora is the word which is related to plants having colorful flowers. Flora is the plant life occurring in a particular region or time, generally the naturally occurring or indigenous native plant life. Fauna means group of animals you are seeing here. Fauna is all of the animal life of any particular region or time. You are seeing a red data book here. See, red data book is the one which is the source book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plants. Red data book is the source book which keeps the record of all the endangered animals and plants. Red Data Book is maintained internationally by an organization. India also maintains Red Data Book for plants and animals found in India. The students Paheli and Bojo were so much enthusiastic in knowing about the importance of wildlife and the forest. So it's very important to conserve these precious natural resources. So along with the government, public like us should go hand in hand in conserving those precious natural resources. So government has established various national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves in protecting this flora and fauna. So here Paheli and Bojo, along with the guidance of Professor Ahmad, they visit a biosphere reserve called Pachmari in Madhya Pradesh. So Pachmari Biosphere Reserve had a national park in it called Satpura National Park, and it had two wildlife sanctuaries, namely Bori and Pachmari wildlife sanctuaries. So the students were so much enthusiastic to go inside the forest. So with the assistance of a forest employee there called Madhavji, so they visit there. So what is a biosphere reserve? So biosphere reserve are the areas meant for the conservation of biodiversity. So biodiversity means is the variety of plants, animals and microorganisms generally found in an area, in a particular area. So these biosphere reserves help in maintaining the biodiversity and culture of that area. So the biosphere reserves help in maintaining conservation of biodiversity. We learned that biodiversity includes variety of plants, animals and microorganisms, so which are generally found in a particular area.
Let us study the chapter, The Conservation of Plants and Animals, by following these slides. After learning the introduction, we have the concepts in this chapter like deforestation and its causes, consequences of deforestation, conservation of forest and wildlife. In that we have Biosphere Reserve, Wildlife Sanctuary, National Park. We have flora and fauna, endemic species, red data book, migration, recycling of paper and reforestation. So under the heading deforestation and its causes, let us study these factors. A major threat of survival of plants and animals is deforestation. Deforestation means clearing of forests or cutting of trees in the forest and using that land for other purposes. Deforestation are caused by some of the factors like the desertification, some of the natural causes like desertification, drought and forest fire. Human activities like procuring land for cultivation, building houses or factories. Some natural causes for deforestation are forest fires, floods and severe droughts. Let us see what are the consequences of deforestation. The consequences of deforestation are: it increases the temperature resulting in global warming. It increases the pollution level of the earth. Deforestation results in the decrease of rainfall. Groundwater also gets lowered resulting in droughts. The water holding capacity of the soil is also decreased, causing floods. Deforestation causes soil erosion and also decreases the fertility of soil, resulting in desertification. Deforestation disturbs the balance of nature. So first consequence of deforestation is it increases the temperature resulting in global warming. Plants need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Fewer trees means less carbon dioxide will be used, resulting in the increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This increase in carbon dioxide leads to global warming. So temperature of the earth rises, resulting in melting of the glaciers and results in desertification. Second consequence is it increases the pollution level of the earth. When fuels are burnt, they release a lot of gases like carbon dioxide. Plants and trees utilize this carbon dioxide and helps in reducing pollution. But if we cut trees, it will increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. Third consequence is deforestation results in decrease of rainfall. The roots of trees absorb the water from the earth and this water goes back in the air through the process of evaporation, and this water vapor causes rain. So if the trees are cut, less water vapor will be evaporated, resulting in the decrease of rainfall. Fourth consequence is groundwater also gets lowered, resulting in droughts. There would be less rainfall due to deforestation, hence less water would percolate in the ground. Due to this, the groundwater gets lowered, and because of the shortage of surface water, groundwater, natural calamities like droughts are caused. Fifth consequence is the water holding capacity of the soil is also decreased, causing floods. Deforestation leads to decrease in water holding capacity of the soil. When trees are cut, the percolation of rainwater into the soil is reduced and a lot of rainwater moves from the soil surface to the nearby rivers, causing floods. You can see the areas getting submerged due to floods. Sixth consequence is deforestation causes soil erosion and also decreases the fertility of soil, resulting in desertification. Desertification or deforestation changes the properties of the soil. Fewer trees result in more soil erosion. Removal of the top layer of the soil, which is most fertile, exposes the lower hard and rocky layers. This soil has a less humus and is less fertile. Plants cannot grow in this type of soil, so gradually the fertile land gets converted into deserts. This process is called desertification. The seventh consequence is deforestation disturbs the balance of nature. Deforestation results in extinction of many plants and animals, as forests are the natural habitats of these living organisms. So when the forests are cleared, these natural habitats get destroyed.
The enthusiastic students Paheli and Bojo visit Pachmari Sanctuary, which is present in Madhya Pradesh. They will visit the places like Satpura National Park, Tawa Reservoir. There they will observe some of the fauna or plants: sal, teak, mango, jamun, silver ferns, arjun. Here you can see fern, jamun tree. So they observe some of the fauna, means animals which are chinkara, blue bull, barking deer, cheetal, leopard, wild dog, wolf, etc. You are seeing wild dog, cheetal and wolf here. Conservation of forest and wildlife has been done by both public and government. Apart from our personal efforts and efforts of the society, government agencies also take care of the forest and animals. The government lays down rules, methods and policies to protect and conserve them. Wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves are protected areas for conservation of plants and animals present in that area. You can see a biosphere reserve. National park consisting of diversified animals, consisting of the rich fauna. Wildlife sanctuary consisting of again the variety of plants and animals. Madhumalai Wildlife Sanctuary is one such famous wildlife sanctuary. So you can see the diversified animals which are preserved in these areas. So flora and fauna are the two terms you are seeing here. Flora means flora and fauna are the two terms you are noticing here. Flora are the plants found in a particular area. Fauna are the animals found in a particular area. Example, the flora of Pachmari consists of salt, teak, wild mango, jamun, silver ferns, etc. The fauna of Pachmari consists of the wild dog, cheetal, wolf, leopard, blue bull, barking deer, etc. See, flora is the word which is related to plants having colorful flowers. Flora is the plant life occurring in a particular region or time, generally the naturally occurring or indigenous native plant life. Fauna means group of animals you are seeing here. Fauna is all of the animal life of any particular region or time. The students, Pehele and Bojo, so they were so much excited to visit the forest area, so namely the Satpura Biosphere Reserve along with the Professor Ahmad. So they were happy to see the rich green wealth and variety of animals living there in that forest area. So Paheli started running behind a rabbit, started chasing it. By seeing that, so Professor stopped there and he explained about the importance of flora and fauna. See, flora means vegetation or plants and fauna means the animals. So they found a particular tree varieties like sal, tea, mango, jamun, silver fir, arjun, etc. which were exclusively grown there. And some of the animals like chinkara, blue bull, barking deer, cheetal, leopard, wild dog and wolf were exclusively found there. See, if we disturb the habitat of these trees and animals, so it will make their extinction. So they get destroyed if we disturb the place of their living. So this was the explanation of Dr. Ahmad. So if we disturb the place of living of any plant or animal, so it makes their extinction. So they are considered as endemic species. Some of the trees and animals which are grown exclusively in a particular area. So they are considered as endemic species. Endemic species are the species of plants and animals which are found exclusively in a particular area. So what makes the destruction of these endemic species? If we destroy the habitat of these trees and animals, so that is one reason for their destruction. So increasing population also destroys the place of habitat, so a place of living, and which is another reason for the extinction of these species. And introduction of new species. If we introduce any new variety of tree or a new variety of animals are introduced into that area, so that leads to the destruction of the animals and trees which were found earlier in that area. So in the Satpura Biosphere Reserve, so these were some of the endemic species found. So some of the trees like sal, wild mango, as they have given in our textbook, and some of the animals like bison, Indian giant squirrel, flying squirrel. So these were some of the endemic species especially seen in that forest area, that is Satpura Biosphere Reserve. Pehele and Bojo, with the guidance of the Professor Ahmad and Tibu, and with the advice of forest employee Madhavji, they visit Satpura Sanctuary. Here they will observe endemic species. Endemic species are those species of plants and animals which are found exclusively in a particular area. So the forest employee shows sal and wild mango as two examples of the endemic flora. Here you are seeing giant squirrel. So along with that, they also notice bison and flying squirrel as the endemic fauna. You are observing a red data book here. Red data book is the source book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plants. Red data book is maintained internationally by an organization. India also maintains red data book for plants and animals found in India.
Let us learn what is biodiversity. You know that the planet Earth is called biosphere. Biosphere is the part of the Earth in which living organisms exist or which supports life. Biological diversity or biodiversity refers to the variety of organisms existing on the Earth, their interrelationships and their relationship with the environment. You can see the variety of plants and animals which consist of this biosphere, which is referred as mega biodiversity. When we are concerned with conservation of forest and wildlife, we should remember certain factors. To protect our flora and fauna and their habitats, protected areas called wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, and biosphere reserves have been designated. The government lays down rules, methods, and policies to protect and conserve them. Plantation, cultivation, grazing, cutting trees, hunting, and poaching are prohibited here. So, what is flora and fauna? The plants and animals found in a particular area are termed flora and fauna of that area respectively. You are seeing a Pachmuri bioreserve here, which is there in Madhya Pradesh. The flora of Pachmuri Biosphere Reserve are sal, teak, mango, jamun, silver ferns, arjun, etc. And fauna includes chinkara, blue bull, barking deer, cheetal, leopard, wild dog, wolf, etc. Biosphere Reserve. So these are areas meant for conservation of biodiversity. Biosphere reserves are large areas of protected land for conservation of wildlife, plant and animal resources, and traditional life of the tribals living in the area. Biosphere reserves are large areas of protected land for conservation of wildlife, plant and animal resources, and traditional life of the tribals living in the area. You are seeing the Pachmuri Bioreserve here. The Biosphere Reserve may also contain other protected areas in it. The Pachmari Biosphere Reserves consist of one national park named Satpura and two wildlife sanctuaries named Bori and Pachmari. Wildlife Sanctuary. Wildlife sanctuaries are reserve forests, provide protection and suitable living conditions to wild animals. People living in wildlife sanctuaries are allowed to do certain activities such as grazing by their livestock, collecting medicinal plants, firewood, etc. Some of the threatened wild animals like blackbuck, elephant, python, rhinoceros, etc. are protected and preserved in our wildlife sanctuaries. Example, Bhadra Wildlife Sanctuary, Karnataka, Gir National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary, Gujarat. National parks. National parks are the areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. National parks not only protect the wildlife but also the whole set of ecosystems, flora, fauna, landscapes, and even historic objects in that area. Satpura National Park is the first reserve forest of India. The finest Indian teak is found in this forest. There are more than 100 national parks in India. Human activities such as grazing, poaching, hunting, capturing of animals, or collection of firewood, medicinal plants, etc. are not allowed. Let us see what is species. Species is a group of populations which are capable of interbreeding. This means that the members of a species can reproduce fertile offspring only with the members of their own species and not with members of other species. Members of a species have common characteristics. Species are of two types, endemic species and endangered species. Endemic species are those species of plants and animals which are found exclusively in a particular area. They are not naturally found anywhere else. A particular type of animal or plant may be endemic to a zone, a state, or a country. Example, sal and wild mangrove are endemic flora of Pachmari biosphere. Bison, Indian giant squirrel, and flying squirrel are endemic fauna of this area. Animals whose numbers are diminishing to a level that they might face extinction are known as endangered species. Or animals. Tiger is one of the endangered species in India, but the Satpura Tiger Reserve was launched by government to protect the tigers in the country. You are seeing the Satpura Tiger Reserve here. Apart from tiger, bison, deer are also endangered animals. Red Data Book. Red Data Book is the source book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plants. Red Data Book is maintained internationally by the International Union for the Conservation of Natural Resources (IUCN). India also maintains Red Data Book for plants and animals found in India. Let us see about migration. The seasonal movement of birds or animals from one place to another is called migration. Birds migrate to optimize their living conditions by moving to areas which are warmer and have more food. Some animals migrate to breed. Birds who cover long distances to reach another land are known as migratory birds. They fly to faraway areas for laying eggs as the weather in the natural habitat becomes very cold and inhospitable. Example, Siberian cranes. They are snowy white colored birds that migrate during winter to India. You can see the Siberian cranes here. Let us study about recycling of paper. See, if you want to conserve the forest, we have to think about recycling of paper, as paper is made from the trees of the forest. We can conserve forest by recycling paper. It takes 17 full-grown trees to make 1 ton of paper. Therefore, we should save paper. Paper can be recycled 5 to 7 times for use. We also save energy and water needed for manufacturing paper. Moreover, the amount of harmful chemicals used in paper making will also be reduced. Therefore, we should save, reuse used paper and recycle it. The last concept in this chapter is about reforestation. The answer to deforestation is reforestation. Reforestation is restocking of the destroyed forest by planting new trees. The planted trees should generally be of the same species which were found in that forest. We should plant at least as many trees as we cut. Reforestation can also happen naturally. If the deforested area is left undisturbed, it re-establishes itself. You can see a place where reforestation has been done by the human effort. So this concludes this chapter, Conservation of Plants and Animals.